Okay, black eye. Love it. What's this?
I could find out.
Secretary and just
Full house.
if people are buying the color.
Oh, no, I haven't heard that.
What is R6?
Yes.
Like, is it residential?
Yeah, no, I agree. Let's do
It's
that.
residential, I don't know
Okay.
what.
I didn't know. Do we have an R6?
No.
Okay.
Is that what he's saying?
Residential something, but I don't know if it's high density residential or what.
All right. It is 8 o'clock. I'd like to call the Brimfield Township regular Board of Trustees meeting to order at 8 a.m. Roll call for attendance, please.
All in attendance, Mike is absent. Nick?
Here.
Sue?
Yes.
We have a partial board, but we have a quorum.
All right. I would please ask that everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pastor, can you lead us? Heavenly Father, we again just thank you so much for what you've done in and through this township with the leaders, with all the department heads. We just thank you for the wisdom you've given them and the decisions they've had to make. They've not all been easy, I'm sure, but Lord, as we gather today for this public hearing, we just pray, Lord, this meeting, I pray that you just continue to give the wisdom and direction for each and every one here to make the right decisions for the township. And we ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
All right. Sue, do you have any announcements or correspondences today?
No, I don't.
All right. Any announcements or correspondences, John?
I do not have some stuff under my agenda items though.
Okay. Anything from department heads? All right. I do have one correspondence that I just want to read, so it's just officially on record. This is going to be from William Hankins, 1435 Talmadge Road. It reads, Dear Brimfield Township Trustees, we have completed the punch list given to us by Randy Roberts. He has stated that he needs your approval to come to the property and complete his follow-up inspection. Please give him the approval needed to do an inspection of the work that has been completed at 1435 Talmadge Road. Mike Ladd, I will send this to you and then we can have council look at that because this is the one that was slated for demo, correct?
Right, we're waiting court date for it. So, I mean, it might be held up till the judge makes a decision. I'm not so sure.
Okay.
Didn't they miss the deadline though?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
by a year. Yeah.
So even if he fixed it, it could still get tore down?
I mean, it's up to the judge at this point.
So, all right. I just wanted to make sure that came in and that Mike knew about it so that we had it on record because of the court case. No other announcements or correspondences at this time. We will move into meeting guests. We have Heidi and Haley Cannon here today for a food drive. The floor is yours.
Hi, I'm Haley. Every year we do a Nancy Cannon Memorial for my grandma in her name. We have raised over $63,000 for cancer, and we're asking if we can help donate a little bit more to the organization with a food drive.
Just relax.
I also do a lemonade stand and help raise money that way. We only do donations. I have raised over $64,000 in the past 5 years.
No, 6,400.
64, sorry. And we're not asking for money. We're just asking if you guys can show up and help. And if we can also put food drive boxes down at 4 areas. We're asking for the fire department, the police station, and Mike's place. And we already asked Paul and Perfection, and they said they would allow us to put a box down.
The reason that we want to do the food drive is because Stewards Caring place we've been working for the last couple of years. They provide a lot of food for the people who are going through cancer treatments or families that can't afford it. And when we went and walked their area, we noticed that their food drives were down. So in order for us to give a little bit more back than what we normally do, because our golf outing, we've raised over $56,000 in the last 7 years for them. But we want to do more. So we give out our address to everybody. Everybody comes to the lemonade stand. We raise a ton of money, and she provides the whole thing and all of her friends. But we didn't want people to feel insecure coming to our house to bring food or canned goods. So we thought if it was a public place, it would be a little bit more easier for them. And knowing that Pause and Perfection is new, it would help them have business come to them and keep that, because we'd love to have someone on that corner, keep them on the corner. And then we thought if the fire station and the police station would be a good stomping ground. And then Mike's place is right there on the corner.
But you'd have to ask Mike. in regards to
Right,
that.
yes, and I would do that.
The fire department though is under construction, so you could put that box over across the street at the administrative offices, which is
Okay.
across the street from Pizza Hut.
Right, yes.
You can put it there because you can't get into the
Okay.
fire department.
Yeah, just with the construction, we're limited.
Right, yes. We kind of figured after everything, we're like, oh, this isn't gonna work very well. But, and we're also asking with the police department, but, I mean, you guys are kind of out there and right there and we're,
I was asking,
Oh.
what about hometown?
Well, they'd have to approach Hometown separately, but they already talked to Pause and Perfections, which is right by Hometown.
Yeah.
Groomer place. What are you looking to set up? Is it just gonna be like a cardboard box? Is it a?
yeah, just a
container?
cardboard box with a logo on it that says Stewards Caring Place, donation place. We'll advertise ourselves on Facebook. Stewards will advertise as well. Pause and Perfection, I'm sure will put something on their Facebook. I'm not asking you guys to do that. We're just asking for a location place.
John, are you okay with the admin office front foyer there? Yep. I'd be okay with that. Roy, do you have any space in your foyer there to hold a box?
I have something in the lobby right there. Yeah, what dates are you looking to do this?
It would be, we are doing that, I can't read.
For what, the lemonade stand or the boxes?
The
The boxes, we're actually still determining it because she wants to do it for a full week.
Okay,
Um,
and you just need to settle on what that week is gonna be then?
yes, because we want to talk to them as well because they want to kind of be there involved with us.
Okay.
Now the lemonade stand, she kind of put a glimpse or a little tidbit in that. We do a lemonade stand every year. People come, they just give us donations. We give them free lemonade. We're not asking for donations. We're not asking for money. We just offer lemonade. We give them information about the facility. We have flyers here if you guys want any. But people come and they just drop $100. So it's really nice that they give back. And if we could get like maybe the fire department, the police station, someone to come out, and there has been a couple police officers that have come out and donated, but I don't know, make a big boo-hoo about it, or I don't know. We're trying to get more money for them this year because it's been rough the last couple of years for them.
Okay. Well, we could definitely set up a place, if you can get us some dates, get back to us on the dates for the food drive. We
Okay.
can set up 2 containers there
Okay.
pretty easily. And then as we get closer to the lemonade stand, let us know.
Okay,
And we'll try to put some information out there. We're just careful, we have to be careful how much we advertise on our Facebook page.
I'm not asking for advertisement.
Right,
We're just asking for location places.
okay,
Okay, we could do all the advertising.
okay. But for the lemonade stand, where do you host that at?
That's at our house
Okay,
in the front. And we're right off of Sandy Lake and Malloy where they meet.
okay,
But that is actually going to be July 15th, 16th, and 17th. So the Friday would be more in the evening, Saturday is an all-day event, and then Sunday is more of a mid-morning, afternoon, and then we're done.
okay.
So, okay?
Yeah, just let us know.
Yeah, just get back to us about the food boxes, what date you're gonna do that.
Okay, and we'll provide the boxes and everything.
Whatever you wanna do that set up, how we do that.
Thank you very much.
Yep, and then call, if you just call the main admin line, that'll get you for the PD drop off, and then just call the main township phone line, and then the girls will get you set up with the drop off there.
Okay, and I'll get a hold of Mike's place.
Yep, I would just call Mike, yeah, he's just out of town right now.
Okay, I thought he was gonna be here, so I figured that would be easier to hit him too.
Yeah,
Okay, all right, well, she's gotta get back to work. Thank you for your time,
Thanks.
guys.
thank you so much for coming in
I'm
today.
sorry, she works at Workman Industrial, so I'm like, you just
No
gotta
big
come
deal.
here.
Yeah, that's okay.
And I'm still recovering, sorry.
Would you say again what entity is going to receive the food?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry, Stewards Caring.
I-
Stewards Caring.
Here you go, here's some information on that.
I just want to know where it's going to go.
Yeah, it's Stewards Caring Place, they're a facility in Fairlawn, and they work with people who, does anybody else want some? You guys want a wristband?
No.
Oh, okay, here, you take a look at that.
They
You
work
keep
with
that
families that go through cancer, have been through cancer, children. They have learning centers for children, activities, trying to help them out. And, 8 years ago, we went through this with a facility, and they were wonderful. We figured this would be the best way to keep giving back to people who need that education and the support. Does anybody else want one?
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Do you guys want one?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
You don't have to, if you don't want
Yes,
to.
no, it's excellent.
Well, thank you for bringing this to our attention, and we look forward to working with you, and just get a hold of us, and we'll get that set up.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
We
Have a great
appreciate
day.
it. Thank you too.
All right, those were our predetermined meeting guests. We will have public comment here in a few minutes, but we have some business to cover first, which is meeting minutes from February 9th, 2022. I have reviewed those. I'll entertain a motion to accept those.
Second,
Hey, all those in favor? Nick,
Yes.
Sue,
yes.
motion passed.
I'll entertain a motion to accept the agenda.
Second,
Before we vote, are there any changes or additions to the agenda? Department heads, any changes? No? John, do you have anything you need changed?
Nope, it's all in there.
All right, roll call.
All those in favor? Nick,
Yes.
Sue,
yes.
motion passed.
Reviewed purchase orders. I'll make a motion to accept the purchase orders.
Second,
Hey, all those in favor? Nick,
Yes.
Sue,
yes.
motion passed.
And then we have warrants. I'll make a motion to approve the warrants.
Second,
All those in favor? Nick,
Yes.
Sue,
yes.
motion passed.
All right, now we will move into public comments and or questions. We ask that you please state your name and address before speaking and limit comments to 5 minutes. The floor is now open. Anybody? Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, my name is Ed Dean, currently Deerfield Township Trustee. I am running for Portage County Commissioner. It is a partisan race. I'm running on the Republican side of that partisan race. Just like to tell you a little bit about me. I've been involved in things for a long time. I'm the vice chair of the Township Association, the vice chair of the Portage County Republican Party. I sit in the board of directors of Habitat for Humanity. I'm an associate member of the Fraternal Order of Police in Portage County. I do attend all these meetings and go to all these things. Any event that's going on, you guys at Township, most of the townships, I'm at it. I have been for years. I didn't just start coming because I'm running. A lot of you guys have seen me around places. I go to the Township Association every year in Columbus to get the education. Anywhere I can be to find out what's needed in Portage County, I go to it and have for a long time. I'd ask for your support. It is a partisan election. Like I said, it's a little bit different than what trustees are. We're all nonpartisan, so this is a little bit different. You guys are out and about. You'll see me a lot of times with Tony Badalamenti, one of our commissioners, or Sabrina Bennett, one of the commissioners. I'm kind of getting people are telling me that I agree with everything they say, which I don't. And believe me, I let them know when I think they make a bad decision at a commissioner meeting. I talk to them about it and ask them why they made it and offer insight into it and everything. Commissioners meetings, I haven't missed one other than on vacation some of the last 3 or 4 years. I go to most all of them. If you're going to be a commissioner in a town, in a county, you have to have an idea of what's going on everywhere. You can't have tunnel vision. You got one goal in mind if you get in, like the townships, whatever. I've got my whole goal is to help the people of Portage County. I've done that in Deerfield Township for the last 20 years that I've just got elected the 5th term actually for a trustee in Deerfield. But I was never quite satisfied being a trustee. I've always got involved and tried to do different things to help out the organizations in the county. So I'd like you to consider me. Come May 3rd, I do have a primary opponent and everything, and I'm not going to take any more time, but I will stick around. Anybody has any questions after the meeting, I'll be glad to stick around and answer. Thank you for the floor time. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Ed. All right. Yep, go ahead.
Steve from Bruner, Corey Hudson's, Travis Marius, we represent the IKORCC United Brotherhood of Carpenters. We're here this morning to introduce ourselves and bring up, we've been looking at some projects lately that are coming in the Maple Crest development area. And we've been tracking those. And we're here to let you know we can provide a list of various standard contractors. We represent a lot of local carpenters and tradespeople and wanted to bring that to light that we're here, anything that we can do to let it be known. We can provide, like I said, the standard contractors lists, anything we can do to help with projects. What we're looking at is just basically area significant contractors, non-area contractors coming in. And we, I guess as a whole, what we like to look at is a lot of people don't realize how many contractors we do have and members we do have locally spend money in our township, in our county. And with that being said, we like to make sure that we're known. Anything we can do.
All right.
Are you in contact with any of the contractor or the developers down at Maple Crest, or are you doing
We're working
down
on
there?
that. Yeah, we're working on that.
Okay.
I've spoken with Mr. Ladd before, and we're trying to establish that contact now.
Okay. Because I know there's more being built down there, so.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And what it comes down to is when we look at it, members that live locally, we're bringing in area standard contractors, we're bringing the money back into the townships where we live when we do the work.
And importantly, it stays here. People that live here tend to go to school here, they shop here. We find a lot of times that contractors come in from out of town, fly by night. You don't know who's working here, and they're not paying local taxes, which is the real problem to municipalities like yourself. So we're just trying to lock that down, and anything we can do to help keep local monies here is positive for everybody.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Any other public comments or questions? All right. We'll move on with the meeting to safety concerns. Any safety concerns that need reported today?
I'm concerned about all these little potholes that have popped up since we had this big humongous snowstorm. And I know they're bound to be there. And I just don't know what to do about them, except I try to drive around them. Drive slow. I know Dave's got everything under control, and he can only do what he can do. So.
They've been out filling them too.
We'll wait and see what
I'll start
Dave
seeing
does.
them.
Yeah, I saw Dave out doing some work the other day, fixing some curbs and stuff like that.
When we drove by Sunnybrook and hit a chuck hole, and then when we came back, it was full. So he's out filling it full.
Full of car parts or full of?
Full of nuts, whatever. He threw it from somebody's yard, I don't know. But it was not a hole when I came by the next time, so.
Gotta have it right weather.
That's right.
No,
I mean, I
I
don't want
see,
to go out there with them full of water and then it just blows back out, just a waste of money and time.
no, I have been seeing it as well.
No, definitely understand. All right, any other safety concerns? Hearing none, we'll move into the business portion of our meeting. Police Department, Roy, do you have the floor?
Yeah, thanks, Nick. I just have one item for the board this morning. I need board authorization to process a purchase order in the amount, slight adjustment to that, not to exceed $37,500 to Park Ford to purchase one 2022 Ford Interceptor police vehicle.
All right, I'd like to make a motion to purchase a 2022 Ford Interceptor Police Cruiser at the cost of not to exceed $37,500.
Second.
For discussion, what account are we bringing this out of? Is this coming out of police or JED?
Jed,
This is the first one, right?
this is the
First car.
This is the second car.
This is the second car.
Okay. Did Chris talk to you about what we were wanting to do with the second one from a budgetary perspective? I'll get you. I'll talk to you about it.
But it's coming out of JED, right?
Well, that's how I had it set up.
Okay.
Chief, what kind of mileage do you have on some of the cruisers that you have already?
Right.
Oh, it varies.
They'll
We usually try to cycle out one or two every year to keep a rotation going, so we don't get a large number of vehicles that get to the point where we need to replace a group of them at once. So when they get up into that 90, 100,000 mile range, getting up high like that, I like to try to rotate them out of the fleet.
Okay, I just wanted you to explain that so people would just not think that, hey, we went a new one.
No, it's
I know we
a
have
rotation.
You always bring us forth the need that we have before.
Yeah, it's a rotation. I don't want to get into a point where we
It's a
don't replace
rotation
it.
as
I don't
a
want to go
program.
multiple years and not replace a car, and then I come to you and ask to replace 4 or 5 cars at once.
So as long as
Okay,
we're
thank
under the
you.
understanding that that's what's happening, then I'll make sure that he's, okay. I discussed something with Chris the other day. I'll just show you what I did.
Okay.
All right, what's the timeline on this one? Because I know the other one was a little.
To be determined. I think once we can make the order, it's going to be a while. The first car is not going to be until July as it is, so this would be beyond that time frame.
Are we getting it in time? Because I knew Chris had mentioned before there was a deadline when I talked to him about they only had so much time to get orders in for this year, and then we'd be kind of locked out.
Yeah, he touched base with Park Ford yesterday, and once we plug it into the system, we should be able to proceed with that. So
Okay. All right. Any other questions? All right. Hearing none. Roll call.
All those in favor, Nick?
Yes.
Sue?
Yeah.
Motion passed.
other than the executive session later, that's the only item I have for you from a business perspective this morning.
All right. We'll have executive session at the end. Any questions for police or for police department? All right. Hearing none, we'll move into fire department. Craig is absent today. He's out sick. I do know that I talked with him about the station. Sue, do you have anything you want to mention before I get into that on the station
No,
update?
he's already discussed that with me.
Okay, just station update. We're in the building process. To the north of that facility, they started the groundwork. The gravel driveway is going to go in there. We're going to shift our private vehicles to the north driveway now because on the east side of the building, the back side of the building, they have to tear up that entire parking lot. There's got to be underground catch basins that go in. So we've shifted all vehicles so that they can exit out onto 43. So that's the big process that's happening there right now. It's just a big muddy mess. But at least they're working. So we're moving forward. COVID numbers, he states, are at an all-time low for the township, which is good. However, we still have a high number of transports happening with our EMS staff. So they're still very busy down there at this point. Next is administration. Once again, Craig is out today. Alad Tech is our payroll system. It was implemented. This is a new way of digitally tracking hours. That has been working well. It makes just paperwork a little bit easier on everybody. Budgets have all been submitted from administration and fire department, I believe all other divisions, to the fiscal office, which is being reviewed and working into the final budget numbers. And that will be coming before the board of trustees here in a few weeks. Our flag in our park has been taken down because it is out for repair. It seems like every time we buy a new flag up there, they're expensive. to do a pretty large flag. It only lasts about 3 months. We can't, I think it's just the crosswinds that happen there, but it keeps shredding it. So it's down because we're waiting for another flag to come in. So just in case people are wondering why we don't have a flag flying, we've ordered 4 of them just to have more backups, but they are down right now. That's all I have for administration. John or Sue, do you have anything to add to admin?
No.
Well, admin, the flag, I had Craig call me this morning about it. He wanted Dave to go look. So is it down or is it just broken hanging?
I thought he said it was down, is what he said in here.
Okay. Well, Dave's gonna have somebody go check. I think one of the clamps is busted on it.
Okay.
I don't know if we can fix it or not, or if we have to buy a new clamp. So if we have to buy a new clamp, it's gonna be down for a while.
Okay.
So, but something broke on the pole.
Right. Well, and I knew it was shredded too, because we just talked about that this week. You had to order flags.
Well, other than the flag, though, the clamp is, one of the clamps on the pole broke.
Okay.
So,
And we plan on, as part of that build, I think Craig has it built into the process. We're putting a new flagpole up anyways.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to keep it going for now. All right. Hearing nothing else for administration, we'll move into zoning and economic development. Mike Ladd, the floor is yours, sir.
Thanks, Nick. Zoning Commission will hold a public hearing Thursday, March 10th at 6:30 and address public comments about the proposed zoning district changes along State Route 43. Portage County Regional Planning Director Todd Peets will be in attendance as well as myself. The information about the amendments is attached. It will be on our website as well. And we're sending letters out to all properties affected by this. And if they have any questions, they can come and talk about it. What the plan is to take the general commercial district goes down State Route 43, but on the side roads are residential homes and they can't get home equity loans or refinance or do anything because they're in a general commercial district. So we're taking them back out, put them into a residential, keep the corridor of State Route 43 as general commercial.
Mike, in this packet that you gave us, is there a way that we can get, these maps are great, but it's like so focused. Can we just get one map shot of it kind of up
Sure.
a little bit higher that
Mhm.
shows what it is now and what it would be when it's done?
Like an aerial?
Yeah, like an aerial of just that whole.
There's some aerials attached, but I could put
Well,
those.
I wouldn't say aerial, like this, the color map like we're doing, but
Yeah.
like higher up, just covering that whole district.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just further out of what it looks
Yeah.
like now and what it will be, because I think that'll
Sure.
help the public better see that transition.
Sure. And then we'll bring a big one to the public hearing as well, showing the whole thing.
Okay, yeah, we can just do a high level one.
Yep.
Perfect.
Okay, and then Hickory Hill subdivision continues to work on the site. Ryan Holmes was present at the February BZA meeting. The board granted the size variance, but denied the variance for overall height. The board placed a condition on that granted variance, which is stating that the signs must be removed in 2 years. So they're going to start selling. They think, right, Ryan Holmes thinks 2 years and they're going to be done and sold out. If it does take longer, they're going to come back to the BZA for their signs again. It's going to start off as custom built homes coming out of Sugar Maples. There's going to be 5 or 6 custom built. After that, Ryan takes over the rest of the development.
Are they gonna put a permanent sign there on Malloy?
Eventually, for
Okay.
Hickory Hills, yes, eventually. And then we requested an update from the prosecutor on all current violations out there. As you know, last year we had 78, I think, when we closed out the year. So we're just asking for an update for the ones that we sent off to court, because we've been waiting on court date for quite a few of them, so.
Has he responded to that yet?
Not yet.
Okay. Are we doing that on a monthly basis and tracking it?
We are.
Okay, perfect. I appreciate that.
Hey, Mike, can you just do me one favor? I should probably already know this, but what are our 4 residential districts? So they go 1 through 4?
Yeah, there's actually more. So there's RR, RO, R1, 2, 3, and 4. Eventually, we're going to take our residential districts and combine most of them. That's in our comp plan to reduce those sections. Zoning Commission is going to work on it. First step is taking the actual map changes and making those work. And you're going to see a bunch of R3s and R4s coming out, because
Are
R3
those higher density housing?
they're higher
The more
density.
the higher the number, the.
Yeah, the higher the
buildings
number, the
would be
higher the
4.
density. So R4 is pretty much off of Sanctuary Drive where you have Copper Creek Apartments, things like that. You're going to see a combination of R3 and R4 in the future, and we'll try to combine a couple other ones and maybe even eliminate like the RO, residential office.
But if
Some
I
of
see
them
an
don't make-
R1, that's all single family homes, right?
Yeah, and those are like 5-acre lots, you know, on the lower the number, and then as the number goes up, then it reduces it all the way down. But keep in mind, you know, we have 14 different zoning districts on the map as it is right now, but we have 44 PRDs in addition to that. So essentially, you know, you're at.
I just wanted
Quite
to
a few
make sure I
different
was
zoning
understanding it the right way when I was looking at these, but thanks, I appreciate it.
And that was part of our goal, right? Was to reduce some of those zoning districts.
We are. It's going to take time. We're going to do all the zoning map changes first, which, you know, like this alone, I think Lauren sent out 150 letters for each of the public hearings. And then, you know, you have a bunch of paperwork, a bunch of people, public comments, things of that nature that you have to address. So we just have to take a bit, you know, piece by piece.
Was there pretty positive response though from Todd Pietz's office on all the changes?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is, we talked about this even prior to the comp plan, and this was included with the comp plan along with other areas that, you know, the biggest complaint that when I got here was there's a ton of people looking to improve their homes, and you can't do it because you can't get loans if you're in a general commercial district and you own a residential home. So we're making that change. We're making it easier. And, you know, of course, with the cleanup day that you have and everything else, I think that helps people clean up areas, get loans, and get their properties fixed up. So.
All right. Any other questions or comments for zoning at this point?
Nope.
No? All right. We'll move into road department then. Dave, floor is yours, sir.
All righty, well, morning. I just want to let everybody know, we've had a few snow events where we've been putting salt down. I mean, that's typical. We're working on opening up some more catch basins. I mean, we're pretty much got everything open right now, the best that we can from the snow and stuff. This last rain event with the flooding, a lot of that had to do with the damming of the ditches from the snow we removed from the roads. So the water couldn't make its way down the proper channels. But that stuff's all clearing up pretty good right now. Well, we're getting trucks ready for the next event tomorrow night, which is going to be a fun one the way it sounds. We've been working on some coal mixing of potholes. Like I said, the weather depending, we don't want to waste our taxpayers' money throwing coal mix in water holes, because all it'll do is pop right back out. So we're waiting for some dryness on some of that stuff. I didn't put it on here, but we're ordering another 200 ton of salt in. It'll be in next week. So, and we'll be pretty close to our limit of what we've ordered for the season. So we should be in good shape. I need to ask the board's approval to replace a culvert pipe on Sunnybrook Road. It's a street crossing. We're having some issues with that. It's flooding up the yards, roadways, the whole mess over there. The pipe is actually slowly crushing underneath the roadway, so we need to get it replaced sooner than later, where we can open that up and get the water out of the area. And the project would be to replace it's about $42,500, and I've asked Homing Construction to take care of that for me. So I'd like the board's approval to move forward with that.
Dave, can you talk about why it's so expensive because of how deep the hole is and all
Well, yeah,
that?
the pipe actually runs through there to a ravine, which is, it's running to the top of, it's about 8 feet deep. So it's deeper than what we can do because we don't have a sewer box and all that stuff. We're upgrading the pipe from, it's a 15-inch, it crosses there now to a 36-inch. That way, future down the road, nobody has to worry about it again, even with the building going on. A lot of the water comes from Mogador Road to that area. So we need to upgrade to get rid of it. We actually have a couple 24 inches to dump into the catch basin now, and you have a 15-inch crossing the road. So with this water flow, it's not keeping up with it either. Plus, we also need to replace the catch basin. The catch basin, to put the 36-inch, the catch basin is there, would only leave 2 inches on each side of the pipe. So sooner or later, the catch basin would just blow out. So we need to replace it too. The upgrade, we just want to upgrade the system to make it the right way.
So we're going with the 6 foot by 6 foot by 10 foot storm basin and then upgrading it to a 36-inch pipe from a 15-inch
going
pipe.
inside there, yes.
Okay. All right. And how soon can they get this work?
He said he'd get on it pretty quick. I mean, you're gonna need, bigger excavators than what we got. So, they're gonna pad the pipe top, bottom, sides, that way we don't, right now, if you look at the pipe, it does a banana. One end's up and then it drops down and it comes back up again. Everything's not proper. They cambered it for me where I could see, the inside parts of it. You can see where the pipe is egg shaping now and it's starting to split in spots across there. So this will help improve a lot right there. So,
Okay. What other question? I had one other question on this. Road closure. How are we gonna have to close the road for this?
yeah,
How
we'll have to
long?
close the road right in that area. It'd be probably 2 days, they said.
Okay.
And it would be, I would let police, fire and, school, everybody know exactly. You'll have to come in one way to certain houses on Sunnybrook and then come in the other way. So we can,
It's not gonna be a big deal though. that you
no,
can go
it's,
around the
yeah.
other side.
You can pop either way either off of Howe Road to get the one side of it or off of Mogador Road to get the other side. So.
Yeah, if we just let everybody know, we
Right.
can give a little bit of advance
Yeah,
notice
like
before
we-
work starts.
Yeah, like we try. We let everybody know. Rochelle puts it out. A lot of times, they'll put it out on Nick's Old Forest too, that area. So.
Okay. All right, I'd like to make a motion to have Hemling Excavating do a storm sewer installation project not to exceed $42,500.
Second.
John, are you good with this from a fiscal
Yeah,
standpoint?
We are. We went through his budget yesterday and we moved some things around because this kind of was an important thing that we have to get fixed right away. So, and then we have some other stuff that we're waiting on to finalize. So if all that works out the right way, everything's gonna be perfect. But
Okay.
if not, it's just we'll be able to take care of this. We just have to watch.
We have those ARP dollars though too.
Yeah, that was without that. So I
Okay.
didn't do anything without. I did everything without the ARP dollars.
Okay.
Okay, all those in approval, in favor, Mike is absent, Nick,
Yes.
Sue,
Yes.
motion passed.
All right.
Okay, and that concludes my report for today. Thank you.
All right. Any questions for the road department? Hearing none, we will move into Parks and Rec. Cassie, the floor is yours.
Good morning, everybody. I just had a couple of updates on some ongoing projects for the board. The first one was the NOPEC Community Sponsorship Award. I've been working with Pastor Wetzel on that. He's been notified, turned in all his paperwork and everything, and it's all been submitted. We're still waiting to hear back whether we'll be selected for the additional $1,500 for that grant. And then the event is scheduled for Saturday, October 1st, and that's a fall harvest event. Did you want to say anything else about it, or?
Well, we got the ball roll, we got our 5 pony carousel lined up, the hay rides lined up, we're working on all the carnival games right now, so we're excited, thank you for the opportunity. So,
You're gonna do it in the back?
yeah, we're gonna do it all on our property back there. Hay ride will be a little up and down with the hills, but it's free, it'll be fun. Really, hey, have a good fight.
Look forward to
it. Yeah.
Start a big bonfire back there,
Oh,
that'd be
yeah,
fun
we do
too.
all that stuff.
And then I want to give you some updates on some upcoming programs. We're starting to get into our busier season with spring approaching. Just a few things coming up. We have a spring wreath craft, a baby animal program. Aaron will be doing a program on geocaching. And then at the end of this month, on the 29th, we will be starting our monthly guest speaker series, which is called the Talk Around Town, which is where we invite people from the community to come and speak on different topics. This month's or next month's topic is gardening for birds and butterflies with Portage County Soil and Water. So that'll be a good one. I'm excited for that. And then upcoming events, they're a little bit in the future, but I wanted to start promoting them now. We have our spring cleanup event on Saturday, May 7th. That's the event where you can come bring all of your recycling. So your scrap metal, your e-waste, large furniture items, and that'll be at Lions Park, just right over here, Saturday, May 7th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And in conjunction with that, we're also having a parks cleanup as well, so a litter cleanup. We are also starting our summer concert series on May 26th, and that will be every other Thursday, and I'll have a full schedule of the concerts. We did a few concerts last year, they were pretty successful, so we're gonna do a full series this year, which we are calling the Party Under the Pavilion Summer Concert Series. And then we have our annual Touch-a-Truck event on Saturday, June 18th, at Lions Park from 11 to 2.
On those real quick, Cassie, before you move on from upcoming events, for the concert series, are we still looking, have we been in talks with any food vendors
Yes.
for that?
Yep, we have food vendors for each one.
All right, so just so the public knows, so we're gonna have food and concert. So
Yes.
you want to get dinner, come out, get some food and listen to some music. That's a great opportunity. And can you give us a quick update on where we are with Touch-a-Truck? Because I know you're gonna be out soon. I just want to make sure that we're on task with that event.
Sure, yeah. All of our usual people will be coming, of course, all the different departments from internally. I've also invited, sorry, my brain is not working this morning. We have a food truck secured. I've contacted the National Guard again. We're looking at tow trucks. I have somebody from Barberton Speedway who's hopefully getting me an interesting vehicle. I don't want to make any promises yet. But yeah, so we're well underway for that. And we have vendors. Barberton Tree Service will be coming back. They've come to a couple of our events. Yeah, that's pretty much well underway.
Okay, perfect.
Roger Smith is one of the big Barberton Speedway racers that are out here. He lives in Brimfield, right on it. He has a car that he races out there. He might be willing to bring it down this stuff.
I'm writing it down.
Okay.
Date on that again, Cassie?
Saturday, June 18th. Okay, and then my final update was on the Parks property acquisitions. So that's for the piece on Selnick Road that's being donated to the township and the piece here on Edson that will be adjoining Lions Park. I'm still just wrapping up some pieces with that, going back and forth with the title company and our attorney, just writing up a purchase contract and getting some things set to be notarized and all that stuff. So
We just had a couple things that were out of the ordinary that we had to get taken care of on the title search on both of them, so.
Right. Yeah, I remember
It
we
just
talked
took a
about
little
that.
time to, and both of the people that we're purchasing them from are totally aware of what's going on, so they're not sitting in the dark anywhere.
Okay.
They know what we're doing.
All right.
and that was my report.
All right. Any questions for Parks and Rec? All right. Hearing none, we'll move into fiscal office. John, the floor is yours, sir.
All right, I got a couple.
Cemetery.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, cemetery. So you had an update.
I have an update. You know, the columbarium has been in place, and if you go by the cemetery on 43, you see this big column for cremated remains. And we are selling those at $800 a piece for residents. And Rochelle, the cemetery sexton, was telling me that she sold three of those this week. And when there are 72 niches in each one of the towers, when that is all sold, then there's enough money generated in the sale of that we can buy another one. That way it's self-supporting. It's not coming out of the general fund for purchase. And I just want people to really take a look at that and think about it and take advantage of that if you have a need for that.
Yeah, see, they are selling like, I don't want to say it that way, but they're selling very quickly over there. I think we've sold over $2,000 worth just in the last week.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
And it does give an alternative, just to add on to what Sue had, to maybe somebody that's hurting for money to come in. If you're cremating, having a cremation done, it's a cheaper option to put them in the columbarium than it is to buy a lot and bury their cremains out there. So it's,
Well, too, you don't have a $4,000 or $5,000 marker.
so, and it is in the columbarium, we're gonna fill that section up if it keeps going the right way. And then if it does, we're gonna put another one somewhere else in the cemetery. So this is just our first run through it and it's starting to take off, so.
Yeah, it took us over 20 years to make that happen.
Well, it's done now.
That's good.
So, it's too heavy to move, so.
All right. Thank you for that update, Sue. Fiscal office.
All right, I have two things. The first thing I want to go through here is the lighting districts from 22 through 24. We're just a little ahead of the game. I just wanted to get it all done so we didn't have to worry about submitting them in July and August and forgetting about them. So those are the lighting districts for 22, 23, and 24, the ones that need updated. You know, the lighting districts are the residential areas that we have that have street lights. The installation of those lights and the upkeep of those lights is taken care of by either the development, the homeowners association, or Ohio Edison. But the electricity is not. That's paid for by the residents that are in that development. So we charge their property a certain amount to cover the electricity, and then the township actually pays the lighting bills. So that's what those are. We're just updating a few of those items that are out there, but there was I can read off the list of them to you. Because there's like 6 of them. We have Beechcrest 1 and 2, which is the area off of Brimfield Road. And then 3, 4, and 5 of Beechcrest are the other part of Beechcrest off of 43 and Old Forge, okay, and Gary Drive. So those are being updated. And all these are just being renewed at the current assessment that they have. The Gary Drive Beechcrest allotment, which is the one street off of Old Forge, Country View Estates, Hunter's Ridge, Kings Ridge, Marsh Landing, Plaza Fields, which is by where our soccer field is. That's the one in there. Portage Commons, Sterling Green, Sugar Maple Hills, and Willowbrook. So all of these will be updated through 2024. So we'll be all approved at the lighting. That'll be all sent over to the county, and we have each one of the lights or the lots listed on the lighting district. So it'll all be put on their taxes, and we'll be on our way.
So there's no increase for them. It's just
No one got an increase at all. We just renewed the contract. We do them in 3-year contracts is what we do. So all those were at the end of those 3-year terms.
All right, so I'd like to make a motion to approve the updated lighting districts for Beechcrest 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, Gary Drive, Country View Estates, Hunter's Ridge, Kings Ridge, Marsh Landing, Plaza Fields, Portage Commons, Sterling Green, Sugar Maple Hills, and Willowbrook.
Second,
Okay, all those in favor, Nick?
Yes.
Sue?
yes.
Motion passed. Thank you. The second one, we have this keeps being I'm not sure what's going on over there, but this is the old Rico's property again. We did have a new zoning or liquor permit that was requested probably 6, 8 months ago, and then one that was about 1.5 years ago. Now we have another one for the same property, Bezos LLC, 1320 Talmadge Road. That is where Rico's is. They are applying for a new C license from the Division of Liquor Control. That's just beer and alcohol, or an alcohol permit, but it's on the same location. So that's the 3rd time that switched hands over there, and nothing's happening with that building. So I don't know. So this is asking if we want to have a hearing down in Columbus to fight the purchase order. So I have to write it in a positive that we do want to have a hearing, and then you guys can vote yes or no on it.
So I'll make the motion to have the hearing in Columbus to discuss the liquor permit.
Second,
Okay. All those in favor, Nick?
No.
Sue?
no.
Motion failed. Okay. That's all I needed. And I'll send the rest of it in.
All right.
But yeah, I don't know what's happening just from that's the 3rd one in probably 1.5 years on the same property. So it must just keep getting sold back and forth between people. I don't know, but
Okay.
nothing's happening.
Well, this is not a new permit for a new establishment. Rico's was Rudy's, and that is one of the original bars in Brimfield back in the 1800s.
Art's Place.
Yeah, and all of that, so,
Yeah, these licenses that we've been getting have all been for the same location. So
right.
they're getting one, and then it's expiring, and then they're moving on, and then they're selling it off to somebody else, and they have to go get another one. So they're all in the same location. So that's all I needed.
Under fiscal, I do have a question, John, because I had heard from Craig too. Do we have an update on the credit card yet, the policy? And then we just need a referral from your office of a company for us to work with so that we can make a motion to get the credit card machines in place. Because Cassie's going out soon, and we want to get the credit card process done so that she can make that transition of equipment.
I had, I don't think it's sitting on my desk.
Because we can't, because Brian just said a standstill right now with that project.
Brian's gonna give me help because I forgot to bring it over. Sorry, Brian.
I don't have it. We're gonna do it the next meeting, but it's a policy in regards to how we're handling. the
Yeah, I just
charges.
didn't know if you had looked at it yet.
Yeah, it's out there, but I didn't bring it over with me, so that's my bad.
No, that's okay. So can we put that on the next agenda then?
Yeah, I just have to bring it in the box. And just from an update on the credit cards, everybody just got new credit cards, so that's all being resolved. It's a total nightmare from.
Did we get a credit card limit increase now?
Oh, it was increased. It's been increased like 3 different times and it keeps retroactive going back.
Right, but have they solved it now? Because Craig ran out again.
Well, they're supposed to be solving it, but we've been told it's been solved 3 different times now. And then we get okay with it and then we find out a month and a half later that it went back to where it was. So
just so people understand what we're talking about, so it doesn't seem like we're hiding it. Our credit card we have one account number for the entire township.
And it's a
has
debit card.
It has a limit of $5,000. You can't spend more than that. Well, if we go buy equipment for a truck in the middle of the night, you spend that $5,000 pretty quick, and it doesn't renew for an entire 30 days. So then you can't spend the card for 30 days.
When we've had it bumped up to 30,000 and that it gets approved the day after the closing cycle, so it automatically withdraws from it. It's a debit card. It's coming out of our checking account anyway. We've had it fixed 3 different times and thought it was all done again after talking to supervisors and all that kind of stuff. And then Craig tells me that it bounces again because it went back down to the $5,000 limit. So I think that's a banking issue that we need to.
And in today's world, we don't do a lot of POs. It's more credit cards, especially in the middle of the night or emergencies. So,
yeah.
All right. Well, keep me updated, John, because I know that Craig's been struggling with that.
Yeah. And that's different from the policy procedure.
Yeah. The other one is we're going to start accepting credit card payments for rentals and those sorts of things.
And we did move the limit. It's going to be up to $500. That's what we're going to use the limit for. So anything above $500 has to be a check.
Okay.
So anything below that can come through in a credit card payment to the township. That statement was saying that we were going to eat the fund or the charges for the credit card. It's a convenience factor for the members in town, residents. It's also kind of a convenience factor for us that we don't have to, it can just show up and be done.
Right.
So what that's going to say is that we're eating the credit card fee, but we'll have to do it at the next meeting.
Okay. All right. We'll look at it at the next meeting then.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No problem. Then we have executive session. Before that, though, we will go into for the good of the township. We'll open this up to the public too. But before that, I do have 2 things that I want to make announcements on. One is a letter from Representative Pavliga from the Ohio Township Association and Portage County Township Association. Mike, you'll find this interesting, lad. Ohio is currently one of the few states that does not have an affordable housing tax credit to offer to developers. Because of this, other states are significantly ahead of us in terms of closing the widening housing gaps in modern cities and suburbs. Inflation has wrecked our supply chain, building material processes have skyrocketed, and increased cost of living has made building a home or multi-housing unit out of reach for even the hardest working renter. Developers typically see no payoff in taking on these kinds of projects. This bill will allow the state to utilize tax credits in the hopes builders can efficiently produce housing for working class residents. The tax credit is essentially a tool any community can use on projects they feel will benefit their area. The legislation does not change zoning in any way. Any area wishing not to participate is not forced to participate. The need for a state available tax credit has arisen based on the increasingly competitive housing market and other states employing their similar programs to increase or boost their population. The bill has just recently been introduced and is in the preliminary stages of committee process. So they're looking at creating another tool for us, just like the TIF that we utilize in the CRAs. They're looking at a tax credit for multifamily or rental units. And then it would come before the zoning boards for approval from the developers to get those pieces is what they're proposing. So if we have comments, she would like us to respond, not only as the Portage County Township Association, but to respond as Brimfield Township to her in writing. So if there's any statements we want to make to subcommittee, we can do that now.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
So I will send you this letter, and if we want to draft something, then we'll send it down on behalf of the township.
Sure.
The second thing is, this is for Craig's not here, but this is really important for him. It is for Dave too, and Roy somewhat, because you get involved in this. Portage County EMA was in presence at the Portage County Township Association. The EMA is launching a new digital app I would like the township to consider looking at this. He will come give a presentation, or we can go to the EMA Center to look at it. What we have found is in Portage County, we're missing out on federal disaster dollars all the time because we're not tracking when we have disasters and hitting that threshold dollar amount to turn that in for federal funding. So if we have a storm in the middle of the night, Dave, and your crew goes out and removes trees during that storm, this app will allow your staff to take pictures of the tree down, mark the time that you were out there and the equipment used. That all gets sent to Central Command at the EMA. They take those costs that incurred to us and every other township and city inside of the county and calculate that together. If our total cost of expenditure from driving trucks to salaries to they even cost out the amount of time you use a chainsaw. If that cost hits $650,000, we apply to the federal government and we can get 75% of that money reimbursed to us. So anytime if police have to go out and shut down roads because of flooding, if we update this data to the EMA, it'll allow us to capture all that. And if we as collectively during that event across the county hit that number, we get 75% of our cost returned to us. So this is just another vehicle for us to do that. The problem is we used to do that, you had to do it with old pen and paper process. It was very cumbersome. Nobody ever really wanted to track it. So they have purchased the software. There's no cost to the township. We just join in on their application and we can track all of that. And then at the end of the year, it will actually give us a digital mapping of all of our significant storms in our areas and what response we did in those areas, which will help us in the future if we're having repeated flooding in a certain division, Dave. That could get us additional federal and state dollars based off of this mapping. So it is a tech piece. It'll have to go on people's phones, but I think we need to at least look at it because we could be losing out on money from each of these storms. Then there's also potential state funding to come back from those events too if the governor declares a state of emergency. So just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention. We will be working with the EMA and I'll send more information out as he gets that to me. Last thing, John, this will affect you. There was a legislative update. Legislators in Ohio are looking at changing law that will require or make available to part-time employees health benefits for township employees. Okay. So that could have a financial impact on us. The Ohio Township Association strongly opposes the bill, but it is out there. So Roy, any of your part-timers would then potentially be eligible for health benefits. So that could have a cost to us. So we're watching that legislative out of the State House right now.
Okay.
All right. That's what I had for the good of the order. Anything else?
Before we go into executive session, I would like to request a 5-minute recess.
Okay. All right. Anything from the public?
I had a question about the fire station. Who's the prevailing wage coordinator for the project? Rycon's doing it themselves?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Frank Frank Morrell, Morel.
Thank you.
Yep.
Anything else? All right, hearing nothing else, I will entertain a motion for a 5-minute recess and then executive session to discuss the appointment and compensation. Oh, thank you. This date, 2/23/2022, I move to convene into executive session pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 121.22G for the purpose of considering the following matters: compensation of a public employment and or appointment of a public employee.
Second.
Okay.
All those in favor?
All those in favor, Nick,
Yes.
Sue. We have adjourned at 8:54.
We'll be in executive session. People are more than welcome to stay around if you want to. Otherwise, nice seeing you.
Have you heard? I don't know. The 5 to 8. Is that what they're saying?
I've heard very big numbers, but I guess we'll keep an eye on it as far as what we're doing.
Yeah. There's supposed to be ice too, isn't there?
Ugh, I'm so tired of snow.
We've really made it okay though.
Oh.
We
well,
didn't have snow until January, mid-January, and that was it.
Well, I'm thinking about it. I will not be at the next trustee meeting.
And is Mike gonna be back in time?
He should be. He said one more week. I'm going to be, because I'm in Columbus the 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Because I thought he was like, I might be there 2 weeks, 2.5, 3 weeks. I don't know.
Well, he's already been there 2 weeks.
Has it been 2 weeks already?
Yeah, he left right after trustee meeting.
Oh, okay.
So,
Oh, all right.
but yeah, I got to be in Columbus for 3 days. So.
Sweet. Oh, that's where we get to call down and give you questions and you get to answer them? And that's it?
I just introduce speakers. I don't take questions. I hate traveling. I hate hotels. I don't like hotels. I don't like other people's beds, and I hate hotel showers. It's.
I don't sleep too well, at least my first night at a hotel, just being in a foreign environment. Just don't work into that.
See, I can fall asleep anywhere, but I just don't sleep very long. Like last night, I passed out at like 11, but I woke up at 2 this morning. I couldn't fall back to sleep, so I've been awake since 2. Walking around the house, went outside for a little bit. Just didn't know what else to do with myself.
All right, we are out of executive session. Board is taking no action at this time. Anything else for the good of the order? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So move.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor, Nick?
Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
We are officially adjourned at 9:36 a.m.